received a bunch of DMs recently of people asking about how can they help someone? What can they do to help someone that they care about? They themselves are fine, but they're worried about, a partner, a friend, a family member, a child, someone in their world. What can they do? And they're stressed about it. They're worried about it. They're worried about this person committing self-harm or potentially suicide, falling into addiction with the wrong crowd, all of that sort of stuff. It's so hard to help other people because if they're not ready or willing to accept the help, or if they're not feeling like they need it themselves, it's going to be exceedingly hard to convince them of such a thing. I'm talking from experience, both internally in terms of people have come to me saying, hey, you should consider this or that sort of stuff. And until I was ready, I just wasn't ready. And also me attempting to help people directly. That's, a side note to what I'm doing here. I'm sharing this as a way to sort of open up the communication channels and talk about it and break the stigma and sort of remind myself and remind the people that are listening and all that sort of stuff. But I'm talking about direct help, as in I know someone that's struggling, me trying to help that person. If I notice that they're struggling and I come to them with advice or suggestions, it's almost universally rejected because I'm coming out of the blue and it almost feels like an attack. They don't necessarily recognize how bad they are going objectively, just like I didn't at the time and just like you probably didn't either. So what I realized is necessary is to basically say, hey, are you okay? Hey, I've noticed a couple of things. If you ever need to talk about it, let me know. I can suggest a couple of stuff that works. I can provide a listening ear. We can talk about it. We can do something in distraction. No deal, right? No big deal. Just offering it casually, saying, hey, just checking in, seeing how you're doing, and then letting it go. That's the first point of call, being like, hey, I'm here. I hear you. I'm seeing something. No judgment, no nothing. If you could come chat. But on the other side of things, if it keeps getting worse, if they don't take that bait, what can you do? I would strongly suggest that you yourself speak to a therapist, because if you get increasingly concerned about someone else, it will be impacting you. And directly talking to a therapist will help you to be able to cope with your own issues about it, as well as potentially look at direct strategies that could help in your specific case. Talk it through and they might be able to provide solutions, ideas, resources, all of that sort of stuff. I've found that by being the best example myself, as in looking after myself, people are more likely to open up to me and come to me being like, hey, you talk and you're open and you discuss all of this sort of stuff. How did you do it? How did you overcome XYZ problem? And then I can speak to them. I'm sort of like, hey, if you want to talk, I'm here. And also it's known that I'm comfortable talking about that sort of stuff. Obviously, I'm not saying you need to do what I'm doing because not many people are comfortable with that. But what I am saying is be open and honest about your own struggles and how you're dealing with them. Not in a way like, hey, I did this and that helped me, but you should do it too. More just like, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm trying to overcome. Ask them for advice, right? If the final thing I want to end on is when they do give you an in, don't bombard them with everything you want to say because they will pull back. Give them a little bit and leave the door open. Really be attentive to their mind frame. Look at their body language. Are they open or are they closed off? Are they shaking? Are they looking away? Are they on their phone? Do they seem to want the conversation to end? If they seem like it wants to end the conversation. Just leave the door open. Say, hey, anytime you want to chat, any sort of thing, just let me know. And then change the topic or leave or do something different, right? End on a positive note. So, in summary, try and encourage them to come to you. Be open and receptive when they do. Don't push too hard when they do give you an opening. And if you need to, speak to a therapist yourself about your specific issues and how you can best manage yourself and help them. And also model positive behaviors, i.e. model yourself seeing a therapist, model yourself getting help, and share that. Be open to the discussion. If you want specific advice on this one, comment below or DM me. I can be found obviously wherever you're listening to this, but on social media everywhere at Zach P. Phillips, or on my website, zachary-phillips.com. And from there you can check out my email address, see all my stuff, and make contact with me through whatever means you feel comfortable. Because I know that some people have started commenting in a public forum, but it's not necessarily ideal. So you can comment in a private DM sort of setting via my social media. Let me know if there is a specific thing you want help with. If not, follow this advice and let me know how you went. Catch ya.